Michael, that kind of answer is easy to give on a survey, but when it comes to practicalities, do they walk the walk?
Well, if you're offering me a job, I'll take the 100K over the 40K any day. If you're not, listen, I will say that this is a generation that is really passionate about doing something that's meaningful. And the word meaningful can sort of sound hippy-dippy, hoity-toity, but in fact, meaning just means caring about going to their office, caring about the work that they're producing, and caring about what the company does. We're not looking for just the everyday person to run this country. We're looking for top-tier, elite people. And listen, I would agree with most Americans, the Congress we have, I'm not a huge fan, but what I am a fan of is paying people relative to other jobs. We need to think about boomers as well. We need to talk about boomers because it takes two to tango. Millennials are being empowered by their baby boomer parents to do this. If boomers wanted to stop...
Are you blaming us after all we've done for you?
Boomers have to take responsibility just like millennials do. Otherwise, you can't look at this fairly.
Your parents hate you?
My parents love me, I hope.
Good.
Maybe not after this segment,
yeah,
but prior to this segment, my parents love me.
Who is South by Southwest valuable for?
You have 30,000 people who are all passionate about one thing in one place. That's powerful.
Do people get any work done there?
Define work.
Exactly, exactly.
This is different kind of work with different people, different kinds of creators, different kinds of founders. It's not the financial crowd, it's the young people who wear skinny ties.
Can you blame them for not jumping into the stock market?
I cannot blame them at all, and I am one of them, so I can take full responsibility for that. You know, I think it's tough. We were raised in a period of time where there was such economic prosperity. You know, we saw incredible wealth, we saw opportunity, and then we entered the job market, and look what's happened. The question is, will consumers respond? Transparency is key these days, especially with a lot of these big brands. They're realizing that they can actually differentiate themselves if they go with a little more natural feel. So obviously with Pepsi, they're always competing with Coke. Is this going to be the differentiator that changes the game for them? That's the question.
They've turned down over 100 VC offers. They have done everything in their power to keep their business at a certain level of scale. And that's the great thing about being an entrepreneur. When you own your own company, you call the shots.
You know, when we look at this generation, we have to ask a really important question. Is their habit situational or is it generational, right? So is an 18-year-old going to McDonald's because they're a millennial, or are they going to McDonald's because they're 18 years old?
For most entrepreneurs, their job, essentially, if you were to boil it down, is problem solving. As an author, walking into a project that, you know, the publisher is Disney, the studio is Sony, the brand is Shark Tank, the network's ABC, here I am at Audible. There are a lot of different companies, and with all of those companies, create a challenge.
It's not just me who says that, you know, creativity is something that young people really specialize in. There are numerous studies that show that people in, let's call it young middle age, maybe early 30s, late 20s, maybe even mid 30s, are at this level of peak creativity. I love startups, and I love startup culture, but we're creating all of these companies that's not making any money, and that's what, I mean, business is about a lot of things, but making money is a part of it.
Right. The rap on millennials from those of us who are old fogies is that they are entitled. Is that a fair word to describe them or not?
I want to jump in here first because I have strong opinions about that. So I don't think they are entitled at all. In fact, I think this generation gets a bad rap for being apathetic and being entitled. I think that they're very focused on self-expression. I think they know who they are and they know what they want. And maybe this is the first time that a generation has really championed that. I might get some hate comments for it, but I truly believe it.